Hello students, welcome back to maths class. In the last class we completed the chapter linear equation in one variable. In today's class let us start the introduction of squares and square roots. Okay children, let us see with some examples. Okay, so now see here on the board several squares have given. Okay, so now do you remember how to find the area of a square? How to find the area of a square? How to find children? So, if the side length they have given, we can find the area very easily, right? So, here 1 centimeter square is this means. What is the speciality about square? All sides are equal in square. If this is 1 centimeter, what is this? 1 centimeter. Then all sides 1 centimeter is a square. All sides are equal. Even here it is 2 centimeters. So this is also 2. Then this is 3 centimeter. All sides 3 centimeter. Then 4 centimeter. This is here all sides 5 centimeter. Then this is 10 centimeters. So some squares are written on the board. Okay. So what is really actually a square? Now here, if we are having the side length, then how to find the area of a square? Area of a square finding formula, you know, area is equal to side into side. Yes, area is equal to side into side. Then how can we find the area of this square? Area of square is equal to side into side means 1 into 1. 1 into 1 how much? 1 into 1 is 1. How many times? 2 times. 1 written 2 times. So what is the answer? 1 into 1 is 1. So even in the second square, what is the area of second square? Area. This part is how much? Area is equal to 2 into 2. 2 how many times? 2 I have written 2 times. What is the 2 square? 2 into 2. How much? 2 2s are 4. Then area is equal to 3 into 3. So what is the answer? 3 square. 3 square is how much? 3 3s are how much? 9. So here area is equal to 4 into 4. 4 how many times? 2 times. What is 4 4s are 16. Yes, children. So then here area is equal to 5 into 5. 5 how many times? 5 2 times. 5 5s are 25. Okay, so now area is equal to 10 into 10. 10 into 10. 10 square. 10 tens are 100. 10 tens are 100. So here you can also some numbers children. Yes, no? 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 100. Yes, children. So what is the speciality about these numbers? Can anyone say, children? What is the speciality? Okay, so speciality is that means 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 100 are all called as which number? Square numbers. Why we are calling it as square numbers, children? Because the number obtained by multiplying the same number twice. Yes, so children. So the product of number with itself. It means you are getting a square number. Square number is what, children? Product of number with itself. Product of number with itself is called as a square number. If any one number, if you multiply 2 times, 1 into 1, 1 square. We call it as 1 square. 1 square is how much? 1. Yes, children. If I say 4 into 3, is it square, children? That is getting square number. See, 4 3s are 12. So 4 and 3, two different number multiplied means we are not getting a square number. So square number to get what you have to do? So you have to multiply the number with itself. You will get a square number. Is it okay? So 4 3s are 12. Then 4 and 3 are two different numbers. So we are not getting a square numbers. Then can anyone say what is square number, children? product of number with itself. Product of number with itself. Is it okay? So you can write here 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, even if I say 100, they are all square numbers. Okay. In general, how can we write these square numbers? You know, children, how can we write these square numbers? See here. If I take 4, 4 can be written as 2 into 2. This can be written as 2 square. Will you agree, children? So here, this is taken as m. Okay, so this is taken as m means this is n into n 2 times. So this is the general form of a square numbers. Okay, m can be expressed as product of number with itself. Okay, so m is a natural number, then n is also a natural number, then the general form of a square number can be written as m is equal to n square. M and n are any natural numbers. Okay, in the 0 also included, children. If I write here 0, what is the square of 0? You know, 0 into 0. 0 into 0 is 0 square. So even 0 is also a square number. Okay, children, 0 is also a square number. So what is the general form of a square number? M is equal to n square. M is equal to n square is the general form of a square number. Dear children, the square numbers are also called as perfect squares. For example, you can ask anyway square numbers or write the perfect squares. Perfect squares and square numbers are one and the same. So you can say 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, so and so 100 are perfect square numbers. Is it okay? Perfect square numbers. You got the idea, no children? Is it okay? So every number ends with square number always ends with the number 0, 1, 4, 9, 6, 5. So in this you can make out. So square numbers always ends with the digit 1, 4, 9, 6, 5 and 0. Is it okay? So square numbers always ends with the digit 0, 1, 4, 5, 6, 9. Okay, so then which number I missed here? 0, 1, 2 is missing, right? Even 3 is missing in this. 5, 6, 7 is missing. Even 8. So any number end with these numbers cannot become a square number. So exactly you can say 100% any number ends with these 4 numbers are never be a square numbers. Okay, so every number ends with these numbers 0, 1, 4, 5, 6, 9 is square number or may not be a square number. But this any number ends with these numbers never become a square number. If I say children 413 number ends with 3, so it is not a perfect square number. Means you have to confidently you can say, okay, any number ends with 2, 3, 7, 8 are never be a perfect square numbers. Okay, so number this ends with 0, 1, 4, 5, 6, 9. Okay, be a perfect square or not be a perfect square. So every time we cannot say they are perfect square. Every number ends with these numbers are perfect square. Saying is difficult. Is it okay? If I say like this, children, if I say like this, what is that? 100 ends with 0. Yes, this is a perfect square. Yes, children. If the number ends with 200, is it a perfect square? It's to check and say 100 is a perfect square, but 200 is a perfect square. End with 0, no children. Perfect square or not, you have to check and say. Is it okay? So that means you can definitely say that any number ends with 2, 3, 7, 8 will not be a perfect square. But any number ends with these numbers be a perfect perfect square? You can understand by checking itself. Is it okay? So you should know all these square numbers by heart. Then we can make out. So let us do. So what we learned till now? We will write as a short note, and then we will learn the properties of perfect square numbers. These are very important properties we have to learn in this chapter. Hope you all understood this matter. So everybody understood children? See what is the general form of square number? M is equal to n square. M and n are any natural numbers. Okay. And even children, square numbers, if I take the negative number square, is also becoming a positive number itself. So minus into minus, plus 1. So minus 1 square is also 1. So square numbers cannot be negative. Square numbers cannot be negative, because when you do it twice, when you multiply it twice, okay, so you will get a positive number. Is it okay, children? So these are the things we learned now as an introduction. We have to write about this in your math notes. So let us write in some points about this, children. Okay? Write down about square numbers. Okay. Square numbers can be expressed as product of the number with itself. Product of the number with itself. Okay, product of the number with itself. So then what is that number with itself means? Example, 1 into 1. Product of number with itself is 1 into 1. 1 square. 1 square is 1. Yes. Then 2 into 2. 2 square. 2 square is 4. Yes. Number with itself. Meaning is this one. Okay. So now what is the general form of this to write? In general, if a natural number, m can be expressed as n square, where n is also a natural number. N is also a natural number. N is also a natural number. Then m is a square number. M is a square number. M is a square number. Okay, so then m is equal to n square, where m and n are natural numbers. So this is the general form of a square numbers. Children, square numbers are also called as perfect squares. Can we write now? So square numbers are also called as perfect squares. Perfect squares. Square numbers are also called as perfect squares. Is it okay, children? So these are the things we learned. Now let us write So numbers from 1 to 25. Okay. So we will write the squares of 1 to 25. And let us bypass that. Otherwise we cannot understand any of the properties of square numbers. So can we write now, children, the square numbers from 1 to 25. So let us write the square numbers from 1 to 25. Okay. From 1 to 25 squares we have to write. Okay, so let us write it, children. Okay. So now 1 square. 1 square how to write it? 1 into 1. 1. 2 square. 2 square is 2 2s are 4. 3 square. 3 3s are 9. 4 square. 4 4s are 16. 5 square. 5 5s are 25. 6 6s are 36. 7 7s are 49. 8 8s are 64. 9 9s are 81. 10 10s are 100. 10 10s are 100. 11 11s are 121. 12 square. 12 12s are 144. 13 13s are 169. Yes, children? Next. 14 square. 14 14s are 196. 15 15s are 225. 16 16s are 256. 17 17s are 289. 18 18s are 324. 19 19s are 361. 20 20s are 400. Next, 21 21s are 21 into 21. 21 21s are 441. 22 22s are 484. 23 23s are 529. 24 24s are 576. 25 25s are 625. So like this you have to by heart all the square numbers. Is it okay, children? So it is from 1 to 25 squares are there. Okay, so say everyone, 1 square is 1, 2 2s are 4, 3 3s are 9, 4 4s are 16, 5 5s are 25, 6 6s are 36, 7 7s are 49, 8 8s are 64, 9 9s are 81, 10 10s are 100, 11 11s are 121, 12 12s are 144, 13 13s are 169, 14 14s are 196, 15 15s are 225, 16 16s are 256, 17 17s are 289, 18 18s are 324, 19 19s are 361, 20 20s are 400, 21 21s are 441, 22 22s are 484, 23 23s are 529, 24 24s are 576, 25 25s are 625. Okay, these are the square numbers from 1 to 25. If you know all this by heart, we can understand the properties very easily, children. Is it okay? And also we can do the exercise problems. So let us start the properties now. Okay, so write the properties of square numbers. What are the properties? Okay, as I am writing on the board, take it down in your maths classwork. Okay, even that squares all you have to write in as a table in your maths course. Okay, children. So now let us write about properties. Okay, let us learn about properties first. First property, what it says? See there, children. If you see the table, you can make out. Okay, so the square numbers ends with the digit. Okay, the square numbers, every square numbers, if you see the unit place, just see the unit place here. 1, 4, 9, 6, 5, 6, 9, 4, 1, 0. See? 1, 4, 9, 6, 5. 1, 4, 9, 6, 5, 0. 1, 4, 9, 6, 5. So every number ends with the digit 0, 1, 4, 5, 6, 9. Any of the squares ends with the digit 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, then 7, 8. Any number ends with these numbers, children. 2, 3, 7, 8. No, none of these squares ends with these digits. Yes or no? That means you can say definitely square numbers always ends with the digit 0, 1, 4, 5, 6, 9. None of these ends with the digit 2, 3, 7, 8. Okay, children, 2, 3, 7, 8. Will you agree? Will you agree? Yes, children. After looking at this table, can make out or not? So let us write this first property. Okay, children. So write the first property. So what is that here? Square numbers always ends with the digits square number always ends with the digit 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 or 9 None of these ends with the digit. None of these ends with the digit 2, 3, 7 or 8. Okay, so now this is first property. So square numbers, if I say 25, ends with the digit 5. Okay, so if I take 5 ends with the digit, that's a perfect square. But every number ends with the digit 5. Is this a perfect square? No, children. So that means square numbers always ends with the digit 0, 1, 4, 5, 6, 9. But every number ends with this digit need not be a perfect square. So you have to by heart all the perfect square. Then immediately you can say, when I give the number, immediately you can say, what is that? Perfect square or not? 255. Is there in this list, children? 255. Anywhere you will get no. That means every number ends with the 5 is surely perfect square. Means we cannot say. If you know the perfect square by heart, you can say 255 is not a perfect square. 25 is a perfect square. Okay, children? This is possible only when you by heart all these tables. Okay, so now after learning this first property, we can go to second property. Okay, children? Second property says what you know, children? If you take one example, the example is taking 10 square, you have to take 10 square. Okay, number ends with the 100, right? So, any number ends with 1 0, its square ends with 2 zeros. Will you agree? Yes. Now, any number ends with 2 zeros. Any number ends with 2 zeros. 100 ends with 2 zeros. But its square ends with how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, 100 hundreds are how much? 1,000, not 10,000, right? So, 100 hundreds are how much? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this, you have to count like that, right? So, 100 hundreds are 10,000. Will you agree? So, number ends with 2 zeros. Its square ends with 4 zeros. Okay. Then, if number ends with 3 zeros, the number ends with 3 zeros. Its square ends with 1, 2, 3 zeros means square ends with 6 zeros. If we multiply and see children, it will be a 6 0, right children? So now 3 zeros. The number ends with 3 zeros. A square ends with 6 zeros. From this, what you can understand children? Square numbers ends with the even number of zeros. Even number of zeros. Always you can say like this. Okay. So, square numbers. These are called square numbers. Right, children? Square numbers ends with the even number of zeros. Okay. So, perfect square numbers. Now, if I take here perfect square numbers, any number, perfect squares never ends with the odd number of zeros. Perfect square numbers never end with the odd number of zeros. So, perfect square ends with the even number of zeros. So, 64 is a perfect square. Yes, the children. If it ends with the 3 zeros means this is not a square number. Okay, so perfect square numbers always ends with the even number of zeros. If the number ends with the odd number of zeros, it never become a perfect square number. So to understand like this children. Okay, perfect square numbers ends with the even number of zeros, but not the odd number of zeros. Is it okay? So that is the second property. So let us write the second property children. So second property is this one. Write here square numbers can have only even number of zeros at the end. Okay, so square numbers can have only even number of zeros at the end. That means even number means 2, 4, 6, such number of zeros there means it is the perfect square number. Means can say, is it okay children? So now then we will write one more sentence then. Perfect square numbers cannot end with odd number of zeros. Cannot end with odd number of zeros. Okay, so this is the second property. So now let us move to third property. So please take it down in your maths classwork. Okay, children? Okay, so third property I would say is, let us take even number squares. Okay, 2 square. 2 is an even number. What is it, a square children? Even or odd? 2 Then 6 square is 36. 8 square is 8 8s are 64. So just see, 2, 4, 6, 8 are even number. So square of even number is always even or odd. Even, right? See now, 4, 6, 6, 4 is all even numbers. That means what you understand? Square of even number is always even. Square of even number is always even. Square of odd number is always odd. Just see here. 1 square. What is odd, right? 1 square is 1. Sorry. 3 square is 3 is odd. 3 square is 9. Then 5 square is 25. Then 7 square is 49. Okay? So you have tried from looking at these two examples that square of even number is always even. The square of odd number is always odd. Will you agree to that? So please take it down. So write down. Right here. Square of even number is always even. Always even. Square of even number is always even. Squares of odd number is always odd. Okay? The square of even number is always even. The square of odd number is always odd. Will you agree, children? So now, after learning this property, let us move to next property. Okay? So just see fourth property. What it says? Let us take square of 1. 1 square is 1. Yes? 11 square we take. 11 square is 121. Yes? So then, if you take, so for this, 9 square we take. 9 square. 9 square is how much? 81. 11 square we take. 11 square is 121. 19 square is 361. Okay, so 21 square is 441. Just observe these examples, children. So now square numbers. So what is that? Square numbers of 1, 9. Any number ends with the 1 or 9. Number ends with the 1 and 9. 1 and 9. Its square ends with the 1. Yes or no, children? So number ends with the 1 or 9. Its square ends with only 1. Can you see 1, 1, 1, 1? Yes. So what can you observe from this, children? So number ends with 1 or 9. Its square ends with only 1. Okay, children? So that we have to write as another property. If a number has 1 or 9 in the unit place, okay, then its squares end in 1. Okay, the number ends with the 1 or 9. Its square ends with the number 1. That you have to understand. Is it okay? If you see here, 1 square is 1. Then what next? 9 square is end with 1. 11 square is end with 1. 21 square is end with 1. Yes, no? So any number end with 1 and 9, its only number 1. That you have to understand. Okay children, these many properties we have seen. The next class let us see some more properties of squares, even the exercise problems. Okay, then till